didn't call 911 the first time I found the door unlocked. I told myself I forgot. People forget things. That's normal. But I didn't forget the second time, or the third. My name is Leela Grant. I live alone in a one-bedroom apartment in Denver. I work remote, which means most days I don't leave the house at all. It used to feel safe, comfortable. Now it feels like a mistake. It started small. I'd lock my door every night. I had a routine: check the handle twice, slide the deadbolt, then go to bed. But in the mornings, I'd find the deadbolt still locked, and the door slightly open, not wide, just enough to let cold air in. At first, I thought maybe the frame was loose. Old building, bad alignment. I even tested it, pulled the door shut hard, checked it repeatedly. It stayed closed. Until I slept. The first real warning came 3 nights later. I woke up at 3:12 a.m. to the sound of footsteps, soft, slow, careful, inside my apartment. I didn't move, didn't breathe. The footsteps stopped right outside my bedroom door. Then, a quiet knock 3 times. My chest felt like it was going to explode. I stayed silent. After a few seconds, the doorknob turned slightly, not enough to open, just enough to test it. Then the footsteps retreated. I didn't sleep again that night. In the morning, everything looked normal, nothing stolen, nothing broken. But something was different. My kitchen knife, the one I always kept in the drawer, was sitting on the counter. I hadn't used it. That's when I installed cameras. Living room, kitchen, hallway. I avoided putting one in the bedroom. It felt too invasive. That was mistake number 1. The first night, nothing happened. Second night, nothing. On the third night, I got a notification: motion detected. Hallway 3:12 Ami's stomach dropped. I opened the app. The footage loaded. Empty hallway, still silent. Then a shadow moved across the wall. Not a full body, just the outline, like someone passing by very slowly, just out of frame. I replayed it 3 times. No face, no clear shape, just movement. I called the police. They came, checked everything, and found nothing. No forced entry, no fingerprints. No one in the building reported anything. One of them said something that stuck with me. Old buildings make weird noises. Shadows can play tricks on you. I wanted to believe that. I really did. But that night, I made a decision. I stayed awake. Lights off, sitting on my bed with my phone in my hand, watching, waiting. 3:11 m, nothing. 3:12. The hallway camera triggered again. I didn't check the app. I listened to footsteps. Same as before, slow, careful, getting closer, stopping right outside my door this time. I didn't freeze. I moved quietly off the bed and stood behind the door. If someone was in my apartment, I was going to see them. The handle moved, slowly, silently. I held my breath. The door opened just a crack, and through that gap, I saw a hand, wearing a glove, resting on the edge of the door. Not pushing, not pulling, just there, waiting, like it knew I was on the other side. I stepped back without making a sound. The door stayed slightly open. Then the hand disappeared. Footsteps again, walking away. I waited 10 full minutes before moving. Then I locked the door and pushed my dresser against it. My phone buzzed. I looked down. Camera offline. Hallway then, another notification. Camera offline. Living room then, camera offline. Kitchen, every camera gone at once. I grabbed my keys and left. Didn't pack. Didn't think. Just left. I drove to 24-hour diner and stayed there until sunrise. When I returned with the police later that morning, the apartment was empty. Everything looked normal, except for one thing. All 3 cameras were gone, not broken, not unplugged, gone, like they were never there. The officer asked if I was sure I even installed them. I didn't answer, because I knew what I saw that night. I stayed at a hotel. I told myself I wouldn't go back, but I had to. My job, my stuff, my life was there, so I returned the next day in daylight. Everything felt smaller, less threatening, almost stupid. I laughed at myself while unlocking the door until I stepped inside and smelled something not strong, but wrong, like damp fabric or something breathing too long in a closed space. I walked slowly into the living room. Everything looked the same until I saw the couch. The cushions were slightly indented, like someone had been sitting there recently, watching the door, waiting. My heart started racing again. I turned toward the hallway, and that's when I noticed it. The attic hatch slightly open. I had never opened it before, never even thought about it. I grabbed a chair and stood on it, slowly pushing the hatch up, darkness, thick, heavy. I lifted my phone flashlight and aimed it inside. At first, I saw nothing, just insulation wood dust. Then, movement. Something shifted deeper inside. I froze. The light trembled in my hand. And then I saw it, not clearly, not fully, but enough. A shape curled, still watching me from the darkness. Too still to be normal, too quiet to be empty. I dropped the phone. The light spun across the attic ceiling. And for 1 second, I saw eyes reflecting wide open, staring down at me. I fell off the chair, scrambled backward. The hatch slammed shut on its own hard. I ran out of the apartment. Didn't stop, didn't look back. Police came again. This time, they searched the attic, found something, not a person. Not anymore. Just blankets, food wrappers, bottles. And a small space carved out between the beams. Like someone had been living there for a long time, watching, listening, waiting. They said whoever it was had left recently. But before I moved out for good, I went back one last time with an officer, just to grab the last of my things. We checked everything, closet, bathroom, kitchen, clear safe. Then I walked into the bedroom and stopped, because on my pillow was a single folded note. The officer saw it too. He told me not to touch it, but I already knew what it said. I didn't need to open it, because I had heard that same knock, that same pause, that same waiting 3 times behind my door, and I knew it hadn't left. It had just been watching, learning, waiting for me to come back. And this time, I didn't sleep there again. But sometimes, late at night, in whatever place I move to next, I still wake up at exactly 3:12 am, and I swear I can hear footsteps just outside my door. I thought leaving Denver would end everything. New city, new apartment, no attic, no strange noises. For a few weeks, life felt normal again. Then one night, I woke up at exactly 3:12 am 81st. There was no sound, just that same heavy feeling, like someone was nearby. Then I heard a faint movement. Inside my room, my eyes locked onto the closet door. It was slightly open. I never leave it open. Then something inside moved. I reached for my phone. As soon as the screen lit up, a message appeared, "You moved." Followed. That made it harder, just tight. Before I could react, the closet door creaked open a little more. I whispered, "Who's there?" A calm voice answered from the darkness. "Do you remember the attic?" Fear rushed through me. That thing, it wasn't left behind then. The voice said something worse. "You only saw what I let you see." Phone buzzed again. "You think I lived there?" "I stayed where you couldn't see." I froze. Then it asked, "Do you know what's above you now?" Slowly, I looked at the ceiling and noticed something I had never seen before. A small, almost invisible panel. My heart stopped then. It made a soft clicking sound, like it was unlocking. The voice continued, "Every place has one." Phone lit up again. "You sleep deeply." "Helps." I whispered. "How long?" The answer came quietly. "Since before Denver." That's when everything broke inside me. It didn't start in that apartment. It had always been there. Following me, watching me, learning me. The voice grew softer. "You noticed late, but you learned fast." Dust fell from the ceiling as the panel shifted slightly open. I couldn't move, couldn't scream. I just lay there, staring up, realizing the truth. Leaving never saved me. It was never about the place. It was always about me.